Money can buy you the answers you seek, and rhythm can lessen the pain. The gods, they are fickle, routinely oblique, but worship is rarely in vain. Thella has granted my one true request. The journey is now mine to take. With grays in my hair and aches in my chest, at long last I'm feeling awake. Loves have I lost, and friends have I made, and many hard drinks have I downed. The devil I've crossed, that debt yet unpaid, but to Rowan my soul is bound.
Last time on the Paragon Company, you guys finally broke free of the maze-like streets of the residential district of Old Bainham. You were able to find your way to a desecrated church, to the god of undeath, which had been just vandalized, and people had made some sort of unholy undeath symbol, which you guys took care of. You explored the church and discovered in the cellar underneath the altar a large magical ruby that with some time studying discovered seemed to be some sort of amplifier to the curse around Old Bainham. You guys took some time in the church to review the map of Old Bainham from before the accident, and decided to travel towards the old manor of Basilor Balceron. But on your way there, you were stopped and interrupted by a massive, horrible amalgamation of corpses and zombies and rotting flesh, the Zombie Clot, which stepped in your way. And after a brief encounter with the creature, you guys retreated back to the church. And as you guys were sort of catching your breath from the encounter with the Zombie Clot, Tom, looking out the front window of the church, noticed a man outside that called him out, that he recognized. And when he went, he hopped out the window to go check on the person. That man and several other people came out, knocked him out, and seemingly dragged him off into the dusk.
Okay, so out of character, time out real quick, because we're discussing as a group, but because it's logistics versus anything else. Obviously, we all understand that the reason that Tom is being absconded is because Brian's unavailable for a little while. I feel like it's out of character that we wouldn't do something about this, but obviously not gonna be able to functionally rescue him or anything.
So I've thought of something for that. So you guys are in the church, and sort of just sort of taking a quick break, catch breath and whatnot. But as you guys are sort of in there licking your wounds, essentially, you do all notice that Tom seems to have vanished.
Grabach is wondering where that squid gentleman is.
Can I, what is there like a hype? Can I try to look for him? Or see if I can find like a clue of where he's gone?
So, yeah, if you want to look around, you guys, the last time you saw him, you all saw him go over to the window, but then you were all kind of, busy doing other things, and then you all look up and he just seems to not be there anymore. So I'll say you go over to the window, and if you want, roll me a perception check.
Okay. Can I get some help and a guidance?
Yeah, I can do one. Maybe it's like, yes, I am willing.
Okay, yeah, so roll with advantage.
Okay, so 28.
Nice. So, Akira, you go over to the area and start kind of glancing around, looking outside the window. And, you kind of poke your head out, look to the left, look to the right. You don't really see any trace of anything, but as you're about to go back in the windowsill, you touch the edge of the sill, and your hand touches a little bit of glass, like broken glass, and you look, and you see a small torn piece of fabric that looks it's the same color as Tom's cloak that he wears.
Ooh. Can I? Are we safe enough to take a second with that? Should we bring that back in?
Yeah. I mean, you guys made it back to the church, and seemingly the zombie clot didn't follow you. You guys, if you remember, there are harpies up on the top of the building, but it's a pretty high up building. So as long as you're careful and kind of quiet, they shouldn't really notice you.
Well, okay, so I want to at least as thoroughly as I can search for clues about around the piece of cloak and about the piece of cloak that I can.
Okay, so what are you trying to do?
Well, I've got all the necessary cheesy detective tools to look around for footprints or how the cloth was torn. I just there's got to be some kind of was he all we know is that he's missing and that there's a piece of what I assume is his cloak here.
Right.
So any kind of clue we can get really.
Yeah. Okay. So what you can do is, if you want, are you looking inside the building, or are you going to try to go outside?
I'll go outside. I'll look outside.
Yeah, I'll go outside with cover and stuff.
Okay. So if you're going to go outside, then why don't you give me either an investigation check or a survival check?
I will do the 4.
Oh, as we're out on the roof, I'm going to cast Minor Illusion right above us and have it look like the roof pattern.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so you go out and you wave your hand up, and just a 5-foot square that just looks sort of rotted ceiling tiles, just appears above you guys.
So I rolled terribly, so 16.
16? Okay. Was this investigation?
Yes.
Okay. So you look around and you start, searching the grounds and everything. What you find is you just see a small splotch of a strange colored, like a bluish liquid, sort of on some leaves, in some shrubs that are overgrown on the outside of the church. You see just a splash of a light blue liquid.
I taste the liquid.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
Six.
So, Archie, you're out there, and you see this liquid, and before you can say anything, Akira just walks over to it, dabs it up with her fingers, and just licks it, and then she just kind of tastes the her mouth, and then she just sort of sways and just drops on the ground with a loud thud.
Can Grabot try to catch her in time?
Are you outside?
I think I am.
All right, we'll say if you're outside. Yeah, go ahead and just give me like a general dexterity check.
Me.
No, Grabach.
Also
19.
gonna try, but I'm aware that I don't actually probably have the physical capacity to do it. It just feels like the right thing to do.
Right. So yeah, as she starts to drop over, Grabach just up and catches Akira and
Gotcha.
and kind of gently places her down. But yeah, Akira is just completely unconscious.
Grabach didn't want her to like pull $1 million baby. Seen that too many times in the fighting pits.
Million gold, baby.
Okay, so we gotta get her inside, and then I'm really bad with like people and sickness and wounds. Is anybody more comfortable with medicine than Archibald?
I have a -2 to medicine.
Sick. I'm a little better than that.
Ernesto, do you dabble in medicine?
I have a +1.
So, would you please,
I think that's the best chance we've got.
would you, with our help, please look at our giant monk who has fallen unconscious or something?
I will do my best.
All right, so we're gonna pop Gizmo out, doing the whole like light bulb thing for like eye pupil dilation, and I'll give Ernesto guide. I'll give Trax guidance.
Okay.
So I would like to
this point,
continue.
At this point, the illusory like ceiling dissipates.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, we had to drag her back inside, so we're not outside. We're just in general harpy danger now.
Sorry,
Uh,
I didn't.
I wanted to have Grabach drag her inside, just so
Okay.
we weren't right outside.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. So yeah, it fades, and then you guys like try to, drag Akira back into the church. What were you gonna say, Ernesto?
22 on the medicine check.
Okay, so after you guys drag Akira back into the church, Trax goes over, kind of like starts looking her over, like, he sees like a little bit of the blue liquid on her finger still. He like touches it and like gently smells it, and like kind of opens her eyes. Her eyes are like kind of rolled back, and Trax, you know that the dosage of whatever poison she just tasted should wear off in a couple minutes. So, like, she'll wake up in a couple minutes.
Okay. I passed it along. Just give her a couple minutes. She'll be fine.
So yeah, a few minutes pass, and Akira, you open your eyes, and you're just laying on the floor of the church, just staring up into the rafters.
Okay, so do I remember anything about the poison before I passed out?
Just that it smelled and tasted very sweet.
Sweet?
Very sweet, yes.
Okay.
So, do you tell me?
Okay, so I like wake up. So Akira like wakes up and like sits like straight up, like fully straight up,
Yeah.
and goes, "It's not Tom's blood because it's not salty."
That is actually a really good quantifier. That's fine. Could you describe it to me?
It was very, very sweet, and then I lost consciousness.
Let me look at your hand, babe, real quick. So
I hold out my hand.
can I see if I know what this is, like, functionally? If it's natural, I think I have a few excuses. If it's like an actual like derivative poison, I don't know if I'd have the expertise.
Actually, you're proficient with alchemy tools, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to take a minute and roll me an alchemy kit roll?
I mean, literally looks.
Right.
Hang on, I get to roll all sorts of new numbers now. Okay. D20. Oh god, terrible.
Question. While they're doing this, is there a lot of the blue stuff?
It was not a lot. Yeah, it was. She basically grabbed all of it off the leaves before she just like bleh. Like she's got a little bit of it, like residue of it on her fingers still, but like she like licked most of it off.
Could we salvage any and potentially use it to eventually get the property of Basilor?
I think Archie could has stuff to store, like
Yeah,
a sample.
I compulsively store things that we shouldn't take with us all the time. So
Perfect.
That's
with
true.
all of my tool bonuses, my alchemy roll would have been a 21.
Okay. So you you take like some of your alchemy kit stuff, like the I don't know what it's called. It's like a glass it's like a glass thing with like a little bit of like a dip on the tip of it that like people use to collect small samples of things.
Oh,
I can't think of the name of it. But anyway, you use like a little glass tool to like kind of scrape the leftover little bit of it off of Akira's hand and like put it into a little glass container. You take out your alchemy kit, you start to like, run some tests on it. And this after you do your test, you discover that you become aware of the fact that this is a poison you have heard of called blue. Can you tell I didn't actually name it? Blue slumber, and it's made of some strange, like it's made from some plants that generally grow in the Underdark. And what it does is it's made from like a type of blue moss, and if ingested, it knocks you out. But more strongly, if it's inhaled directly, it can render someone unconscious for hours.
Wait. So it can knock you out, or if inhaled?
If you
It
eat
can
it,
extra knock you out.
like if you ingest it, it'll put you to sleep for a small period of time. But if you inhale like the vapors of it, it will knock you out for hours.
That makes sense.
Okay.
We should make some of that.
So you do have a small sample of blue slumber.
So I'm gonna add that to my random stuff just for now.
Yeah.
Small sample, you said?
Yes.
Would Archie be able to synthesize it?
I'd say off that roll, yes. If he was able to get the moss that you used to create it, he would be able to create more.
And then
Neat.
there's the new crafting system that we've been looking at with the book that me and Mike both grabbed recently. That sort of project would be the sort of thing that, like, as a group, I can probably do a lot more effectively than just by myself.
So yeah, with samples of it, with this sample and knowing what it's derived from, you could replicate it if you got the moss.
Anyways, so yeah, I'm pretty sure that Archibald can do this, and as long as Mike's down. Because we have a lot of projects.
So, out of character, I just had a sidebar with Ernesto, and I was saying maybe we could use that to drug the landlord fella and then stomp him to death. And I sent Ernesto this GIF.
In character, he told me these things, and I do believe I'm going to forward this all to the group through Trax's mouthpiece.
Wait, could you say that? What just happened?
So I brought up to Ernesto that perhaps we could use the blue sleepy to drug Basilor and then proceed to stomp him to death.
What did this guy ever do to you guys? Jeez. No.
He had land that we wanted.
He has land we want. Yeah.
Who's basically
He's the
the
landlord. So-
landlord?
Look, all I'm saying is if we're going to go through the trouble of knocking him out, we may as well use that for something beyond just stomping him to death, because I'm 90% sure we can stomp him to death while he's conscious.
I did bring up to Graubug about interrogation, probably over stomping, but stomping is just hilarious.
I mean, like, I have access to a really fun new way to help us, like, really search the shit out of a place. So I am all for us just, like, knocking him out and then ransacking his home, and then I'll fix it like we didn't do that horrible shit, and he won't have any evidence of us having done that.
And then we stomp him to death.
Maybe. Maybe.
What gives it away?
I haven't
What's
done
the
it.
point of stomping anyone if they're unconscious?
I really would just prefer that we get him the way we got the dude who we left turned into a statue that I made into a toilet in our base, because that's still such poetic justice.
It is.
What was I going to say? Yeah, they. Wow, yeah. My mind went blank just now. Yeah, completely lost track of what I was going to say. Sorry, carry on.
You were going to agree that stomping was in the future.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So we're gonna do this, right? And then she's gonna fix everything up. And what's gonna give us away is the one squeaky door no longer squeaks.
So that's what I was going to say. Was I haven't done it yet. I don't know if you did, Jesse, but I, at some point we got to go through and add the witch and craft spells to homebrew.
I haven't yet, but since we haven't really gone through any of that stuff yet, I didn't think it was fair to even start using the spells.
Yeah.
And they're all really, like, not Old Bainham relevant spells.
No. Right. So yeah, you guys could replicate it with the material for it. But yeah, so that's what you guys have found. Is Tom is gone. You found a little bit of fabric from his cloak in the windowsill, and you found this mysterious knockout poison outside the window.
Somebody gooped Tom.
We've searched thoroughly outside for any more of the poison that can be, like, we got it all, pretty much.
Yeah, that's all you guys were able to find, was just a little spillage of it.
Okay. I'm going to lock the whole thing into my mind prison for future study of the crime scene, in case I don't have anything I need to remember. What's our time limit looking like after having gotten stomped around by the zombie clot?
So it's nighttime now. It is after dark now. So honestly, it's probably around like 9-12 at night.
And then when did Jesse won't remember this. When did we start our time limit on our amulet?
It was around like, I want to say around noon. So you guys are around like 9 hours into your amulet.
So we got till noon tomorrow, pretty much.
Yeah, you've got like 15 hours left.
All right. Well, I figured the bail.
You guys have collected a little bit of evidence as to what might have happened to Tom. What do you guys want to try to do?
I would. Let's see. Oh, would somebody be able to post the map? I forget where/when it was posted last. Okay, so we are at the church still, the desecrated church.
Yeah. So no, I'm just imagining now, just in the video version of this, just like me going, I know exactly how to do it.
Ah, yes, the simple task of long clicking it.
Right.
And so
Little
we came from the south, right, to the desecrated church.
Yeah, yeah. It
Yes.
was if you remember, I cut out the residential area because my map is obviously like the actual route through the place without
Mhm.
all the walls blocking you guys. So the church, you guys had tried to go north to the manor of Balsaron, but right now, as you guys are aware, the zombie clot is sort of up in that direction.
The zombie clock came out of the trees, right? Or
Yeah,
like
was,
it
in the
walked through.
woods. Yeah, it was like in the
Yeah.
woods. It just sort of burst out. If you remember, it was chasing a guy and just totally killed the guy.
Yep. If he's not around there, we should check out those trees, right?
So, right, would you guys mind backing me up? I missed this part of the session because I wasn't feeling well.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, I'm totally lost.
Right. Okay, so after you guys... trying to think, when did you leave?
So she missed the majority of like the actual action. We let Akira take like the back burner, and then the entire like, oh no, we've been caught and fight was me controlling Akira.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
Keep her out
So,
of danger, just sleeping.
Remember the first fight when the guys were like over the schoolhouse?
That was the session before that.
Okay.
So,
Then I missed most of the last session.
you know what? I think you played up till right around when you guys found the church.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so just real quick, under the church was a magic ruby that seems to be amplifying the curse over the old town. You guys discovered the roof, like up on top of the church, are a bunch of harpies, but you guys keep kind of just sneaking around so they don't notice you. You guys kind of went over the map and discovered some key locations. Archie used some bullshit, like I think a 30 roll, so I basically just handed you guys some info. Leading you guys to believe that the other two gemstones hidden in the old town are probably in the old guild hall and in a butcher shop located down in the residential district.
Okay.
And then after kind of going through all the locations that you guys are now aware of, you guys decided to go north to the old manor of Balsaron. But on your way there, were attacked by the giant monster that is roaming around the old town. And it's like this giant, gross, like fleshy golem made out of just bodies and zombies and flesh. And in like one punch, it took out like half of Archie's HP, and y'all decided to run back to the church.
Okay, and then what did you call it? The zombie?
The Zombie Clot. Don't look up its stat block, Mira. Oh my god.
I won't. I am literally. I literally look what I'm doing. I'm so smart. I am taking notes. Oh, you can't see
I
my
was gonna say, the
camera.
camera's not on. I can't see any of you.
Oh, question.
See, I'm taking notes
Oh,
on my tab.
Oh, there we go.
I can do that. So leave me alone.
leave me alone.
She's getting ready for her craft.
Yeah, I'm like a drafter or whatever now.
Yeah.
So
Watch me become the resident note taker as well.
were the trees like alive, or were they like withered away?
No, it seemed to be like a mixture of them. It seemed like some of the trees were dead and withered. But like where the zombie clot came out of, the trees were actually seemed to be pretty lush and still had like green leaves.
Were they the trees that we're looking for to make the amulets, maybe?
That's what I'm thinking.
You guys didn't get a good enough look at them, but maybe.
That's
I'm
what I'm
assuming that it's so close to that asshole's house.
I think that's right.
So if you
But
remember,
it's your problem, so it's not.
It's definitely worth an investigation.
I'd say maybe double back there, but maybe head to the old guild hall first through like the old square.
So Archie's gonna like. We still have the red crystal, right?
yeah,
Archie's gonna pull that out and like set it on like whatever.
I believe Gizmo is carrying it currently.
Oh, okay, I'll have him land and drop it, classic style.
Okay.
But I'm gonna draw everybody's attention to it, and Archibald's gonna be like, so one thing that we can gain from that fight that didn't go our way is that the creature here seems to have an unnatural draw towards this crystal, but not actually this crystal, just the idea of it.
Right.
It doesn't seem to have any magical sense for the crystal, just knows that it needs to acquire it. So I think we should maybe make some forgeries.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a good plan.
So I in my toy making, and Archibald kind of just lifts up Gizmo, who's already kind of flying, so he just sort of pushes him up into the air a little bit. Like, I have an all right understanding of crystals. I think I can reproduce this. I might need a little bit of help, but I'm not sure if it's worth the time while we're here right now.
Do we have our tool proficiencies, Mike? Like our newer ones?
I think I added them all to you guys. Yeah.
You did. I have
You
jewelers
don't have
now.
the tool. You don't have the tools, but you have the proficiency for the tools.
I think. Let me see if I can do the dumb thing.
Do you have document tools?
I have map making. I have enough that I think we could probably do something.
If I can get a piece of wood, I could carve some wood to look like the stone.
How far can Gizmo fly from Archie without I don't know. I was just thinking if we made a duplicate, just had Gizmo fly around with it in front of the big thing, like a carrot on a stick kind of deal, and just
So
zoom with the guy.
homunculi, we can totally do that because homunculi aren't actually familiars who are attached to me by range. There are
Okay.
certain magical features I can't do when he gets too far away, but he just has an above average intelligence and follows orders arguably better than some of our.
You
Okay.
won't licking poison.
I would never actually. Maybe. Amazing.
So
One second, Mike. I just want to. I might be able to help with the "we don't have the tools" thing. But I gotta see if I'm at level for it.
okay.
I never thought it was gonna be. Yeah, I can do that. So if anybody needs tools, I can literally make any tool with one of my class features.
Oh right.
I have right tool for the job. At third level, you learn how to produce exactly the tool you need. With these tools or artisan tools in hand, you can magically create one set of artisan's tools in an unoccupied space within 5 feet of you. It takes an hour, blah, blah, blah. It can coincide with a short or long rest. The tools are magic, but they don't work like they're magic. So if anybody has something they can do, but they don't have the stuff for, I can make the stuff for it temporarily.
Where is? I don't think my tool. What did I take? Something tool proficiency. I've got something. I've got calligraphy proficiency.
Okay.
But no, that doesn't do anything.
Well, I mean, I think we, arguably speaking, I think that that's something that we should be trying for. We may not have the material or the.
If I had the toolkit, I'd go ink.
But either way, we have a limited amount of time and a relatively large danger. And with Tom gone, we are significantly less safe than we were before.
How much time do we have left?
Oh,
About 15 hours. I was gonna say, if you want to try to make a replicant, like a replica of the ruby, I was gonna say, amongst all you guys, what tools do you guys have? Not proficiencies, but what actual tool sets do you guys have?
I thought I had wood carving tools, but I guess I do not. I don't see them in my inventory.
Let's see. I have mason's tools, herbalism tools, carpenter's tools, thieves' tools, tinker's tools, and a cartographer.
Okay.
I should have a weaver's tool, whatever weaving, blah blah blah, but it's not in here.
I think you have the proficiency.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Don't you
That's
start off with a tools kit too? I thought.
It's based off your background.
Yeah. You get proficiencies. You don't necessarily start with the tool sets.
But like, I could make a jeweler's kit.
Yeah, he
right
could make.
now.
He could make.
Mhm.
He could make whatever toolkit you guys might need for any of the things you want to try. But I think you can only do it once a day or something.
I can do it, but when I make a new set of tools, it replaces the old set of tools.
Oh, you can just do it, but it takes an hour.
Yeah, it takes an hour, but they're relatively permanent. So at this level, even if my game had made it so I literally couldn't even get the basic tools, I could make something.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah.
I took a little bit of damage and wouldn't mind the short rest and time to do that. But it's, can I feel out how long I think it would take me with like my eidetic stuff to like reproduce one of these crystals? And it doesn't even, like, even if it's magical, I don't even care about that. Just like a physical replication.
Give me a sec. I'm still in the middle of this book, so I haven't quite committed everything to heart like you have with the crafting section.
Well, that's because I ignored all the other stuff and I read that part a lot.
I know.
Have we been? No one's been to the hanging tree yet, right?
I don't think so. We got
you guys haven't been to the town square yet.
Yeah, we haven't made much progress at all, really, in terms of moving from the church.
So I'd say with Eidetic Enterprise, that would definitely give you, like, that's definitely a good step in the right direction. But what would you want to try? Like, I guess, you guys discuss it.
What I would like to do, if I could, is between that technique and then my like actual jeweler's kit. I have to make the jeweler's kit, but I have proficiency with it.
Right.
And then I would like to just, if we could, find the materials necessary and just make visual forgeries. Like, they don't have to do whatever the thing does, or even like function the way, like, they don't even have to be the same like heft or sound, but just like, if I could, within an amount of time that doesn't make it a waste of the night, make a couple of forgeries just so we had an option for if it sees again, we can, like Jurassic Park, pull it out of our pocket like a flare and throw it into the woods.
Right.
Okay.
So I'd say, if you want to try it, if you guys want to do a short rest, use any relevant hit die. You all still have the extra D8 from the Tom cakes Tom left you guys.
Oh, nice.
So if you want to use one D8 instead of one of your hit dice, and then if you want to add more, you can roll hit dice. But yeah, if you guys all want to take a short rest, that's fine. And then Archie, you make the jeweler kit during the short rest, and then we can try the crafting roll.
So that would be just the intelligence-based crafting.
Yeah, I would say so. Actually, making a copy. No, with your eidetic, memory or intelligence is fine. I'll say it'll be basic recreation, so it'll only be like a difficulty 1 project.
26.
All right. Yeah, so off that you can definitely make some copies of.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, sure. As I say, just until we're a little more familiar with the crafting system in Witch and Craft, you want to just go with the typical.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I figure we won't really try to make anybody do that until we're really doing like a real project.
Yeah. Also, hey, Witch and Craft. No.
So Archibald. So how many can I make?
What did you roll?
26.
26. Okay, I'll say, why don't you go ahead and, with your jeweler's kit, why don't you go ahead and do 3 rolls? So you already did 1. I'll say, what material are you using for this?
So we're in a church, right?
Yeah.
Is there any way I could like repurpose some of like the stained glass in order to make it?
Absolutely, yeah. There's tons of it broken in the inside, and I'm sure there's plenty of red glass.
I think like Akira's got like control flames, so I should be able to get like a good like crucible to melt it all down between my kit and like our available magical abilities.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so 1 is, good to go. Go ahead and roll 2 more checks for that.
Gotcha. This one's a little better. 3, 30, 2, 37.
What did you roll?
Let's see. I got an 18 plus my 5 plus the blessing of my race plus all the things because crafting.
All of the things.
But it started off as like pretty much a 30.
Right.
Only 30. Whatever.
Only a 30. All right, and then what was roll 1 more?
One, 3, 28.
Okay. So you guys take an hour to do your short rest. Did everyone do the short rest already?
Yeah.
Okay. And you spend your hit dice and everything?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, during the hour short rest, Archie starts to, just mess with the materials he's got. He starts gathering, like, glass. Once you guys are done resting, he starts getting to work. It takes him a little bit of time. But once he's done, he presents to you guys 3 copies of the ruby. 2 of them are very good. Like 2 of them, side by side with the ruby, look very spot on. One on the other, the last one he makes, is such a perfect copy that if you guys weren't careful, you might mix them up. So
Not bad.
So, like, Archie holding the real one with his, like, perfect memory. He knows which one he's holding in, like, his left hand versus his right hand. But, like, the rest of you might have a really hard time if they got mixed up telling which one's which.
So I'm going to take the real one and give it back to Gizmo and be like, okay, bud, you keep this one safe. And then I'm going to give everybody else one of the forgery crystals as like an emergency, like this will draw its attention, and then do get rid of this item, like thing.
Okay. Who do you give which ones?
I'm going to give, does anybody have any reason why they would think they'd get a better use out of the good one?
I'm Akira.
Okay. I am dating Akira, so Akira gets the perfect one.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
Archie's gonna be like, "Hey, babe, so this isn't really the kind of crystal I wanted to give you, but here."
So yeah, Archie gives Akira the perfect copy, and then Grabak and Trax, you each get the other good copies. All right. So,
from what we've seen, this should be an almost immediate draw on the monster's attention. So if you plan on brandishing this, plan on doing something smart and amazing.
What were you going to say, Trax?
Oh, I was just wondering, do we want someone to hold on to the actual one?
Hey, right now, it's pseudo with me by being with Gizmo, but I thought with him being the only one of us that has a functional flight speed, at least he can get like just out of range of danger. Whereas I think that thing can pretty much chase us anywhere we can go.
Well, I do agree with this, and I really do. My only concern with that is anytime we want to use Gizmo for something that would require to bring him into range of stuff.
Oh, I don't disagree with that. It's, well, for him dropping it, which I wouldn't normally suggest, like that doesn't even, like just dropping a thing doesn't take an action or anything. So I can functionally fly him like over you and drop it if that becomes like a necessity.
Okay, that works. I just wanted to make sure we had a plan because I know
Because one
Gizmo's
of the
extremely useful. So
Oh yeah, and one of the hokum like cheaty your turn gimmicks is that like if you need to free your hand to pull out like a gun, you can just drop your sword, and by that logic, Gizmo in flight over to do something could just be like bombs away, and the trick is can you catch it?
that is good. Okay.
So I think we've got an okay emergency plan, but just out of all of us, I do feel like he's the safest, like small target, easy to hide, and can get in places we can't get. Like,
hmm
so cool. So that's something. What do we want to do though? Because we are way in a worse position than we were not very long ago.
We should go through the square.
Do we want to check those trees? I can see about.
Oh, but they're on the way to the square.
If they're Cletwood and we can make an acquisition, then that's a win. We could
Yeah.
literally leave right now with our own supply of Cletwood, and I have a strong confidence that I can make our own Cletwood amulets and hopefully even improve on the iteration.
I do believe that is the best step forward. Just because if we can get rid of the time limit or make it even longer, that's just the best thing for us.
So I would suggest that we take any steps forward with a level of caution that we haven't really done so far as a team. Speaking of which, I am going to convert my armor with our short rest into stealth mode on account of stealth.
Cue knockoff Sailor Moon transformation, but it's Archie.
It's really it's kind of cool, but since I have no legs, it's a little different if you're not used to that sort of thing.
Right.
He just like floats in the air and spins and glows, and then his wheelchair breaks apart into legs. It's real fun.
Yeah. There's a very distinct.
Oh, there's definitely a transformer noise when my legs do things.
Right. All right. So I'm sorry. Are you guys going to the square, or are you going to try to go back towards like the woods with the manor?
Oh, I thought the giant tree was woods.
It's the step next to the manor. It's the woods.
Can't you tell my crudely drawn broccolis are trees?
The broccolis. We're going to the broccolis.
The broccoli. We're going to the broccolis.
What is the ghost that pleads to be freed?
Well, you're not supposed to know that. That's not on the map.
That's the water. That's the water.
Yeah,
at the end.
That was my bad. That was my bad last time. I was tired by the time I sent you guys that, so I forgot to put black bars over some of the text on the map.
Have we ever told you guys, Kevin and Ernesto, about my first big dungeon?
Oh yeah.
No.
So I worked really hard on this like beautiful spiraling maze with like varying like puzzles and like feats of like movement to be like, how will you guys approach this? Some of you can just jump it with your acrobatics, but some of you can, that kind of stuff.
And it was cool. It was like it was like this huge dry erase board, and he like very painstakingly drew out every room, and it had like drawings of like crates and boxes and cover and all kinds of stuff on it.
And then in one of the very last rooms, I filled in blue squiggly lines, because why wouldn't I do that? To indicate that it was a flooded room for when it got there. And the first thing anybody said when they look at my map was like, oh man, is that water? Is that place flooded? Well, we're going to have to be able to swim, huh? And I'm just like, God damn it.
Oh no.
That's why, for the most part, I do the everything but the fights as sort of theater of the mind. I have a drawing of it for my own reference, but for you guys, I just sort of describe the layout.
Sorry about that. Liam woke up.
Oh, I didn't even know you left.
Oh,
I noticed your absence, but I thought you were just being really cold to my story.
I'm sorry. I thought I said I was leaving.
No. I'm just like, oh man, Kevin doesn't think this is funny at all. That's fine. Not all my stories are winners.
It's okay. Kevin and my friend Joe basically did the same thing to me at one point. It was a while ago, but I understand your pain.
Yep.
Oops, there goes my phone.
So
just complete dead silence. Like, I'm gonna be a monster today.
Yeah, right. What? You guys decide what you want to do.
I think we want to go and see if those trees that were in relatively good condition are in fact flatwood trees. I should be able to tell if we can get up close, and with Akira's help and my stealth suit and everybody being on their best behavior, I think we should be able to avoid the zombie clot even if we do get in its range. And if we do run afoul of it, we have a plan. Okay, so I think our plan is to go check out the Cletwood, and I think Akira, with a short rest, Akira gets her key back, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So if we could just get a little bit of that non-magical help, Akira, that'd be great.
All right. Do you cast Pass Without Trace on everybody?
Do, but give me 1 second. I
Okay.
do stuff now.
Yes.
Just grabbing a quick drink. I'll be right back.
I do on my schedule. Damn it!
I just love this point in bullshit, because with this setup, Archibald has plus 15 with advantage to stealth.
Holy crap!
Yeah, I know, right? It's like stealth armor.
All right.
I really greased the wheels there.
And didn't roll below a 2.
Wait, what happened?
I think because it's a spell.
Oh, for your surge.
Sorry, I didn't catch. What did you roll?
I rolled a 12, so.
Oh, you're good. So it jumps up to 3. Just keep track of that for me, because.
Okay. Wait, would it not be? Are we jumping it up by 3 now, or?
2.
Oh, it doesn't start at 2. Okay, I thought it
starts at 1.
Okay, and then it jumps up to 2. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. Because it dropped back down to 1 because you surged last time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, all right. So yeah, you cast Pass Without Trace. Everyone gets a plus 10 to whatever they roll for stealth. Once everyone's good to go, just give me a stealth check.
Okay, I'll do mine now just to get that out of the way. Shit, 6.
Woof.
But with Pass Without Trace, it's a 16.
Oh, nice.
Where are we sneaking?
Huh?
Where are we sneaking? What are we sneaking through?
The trees,
you guys say you were going to go back north toward, but more northwest towards the.
Yeah. What kind of terrain are we walking on?
So if you remember, it's mostly kind of grass and stuff. There are pathways that go through dirt roads and stuff, but there's a lot of grass too. And some of it's stoned over.
Could I throw out the help action between herbalism and masonry to be step on these grassy patches versus these stone steps and that sort of thing?
I'll say, because you did that last time, if you remember. I'll say you already like are aware of that stuff, so I'll say that stuff still applies from last time. Because you're heading more or less in the same direction, so like it's pretty much the same roads you would have been on last time.
I'm basically just seeing if I can help everybody.
Yeah.
I decided to give myself advantage on that stealth roll, so I re-rolled and I got a nat 20. So it's a 36 overall.
And back and nice.
You did your advantage thing?
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead and roll for another surge.
I got a 34.
I rolled a 4.
Hold on, so it went up to 3. So you're good, but it's up to 5 now.
Okay.
Trax, give me a stealth check, plus 10.
$23.
That's plus 10?
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, you guys, slowly go through the door to the church. You kind of cling up to the wall and like edge around the church because you guys are aware those harpies are still up there. You can kind of hear them like cawing and like hear them flap their wings occasionally and like make just noises like you guys go around to the back of the church and get onto the little like dirt road and kind of crouch down because the dirt roads are a little sunken in the grass and like kind of hills up around it a little bit in certain areas. So you guys kind of go through the bend and like start winding your way through the paths. Archie points out areas that are, where the rocks are kind of loose or, the dirt's like real slick or whatever. Just so you guys don't trip or anything.
Question for you, Mike.
Huh?
Can I? So two things. I want to hide our tracks. Is the path that we're walking on, is it made of dirt or stone?
That's a little bit of both.
Okay, so could I use mold earth to like kind of like sweep our footsteps or anything that are left behind us away?
Let me see, can you do that with Molder?
Because it says if you target an area of loose earth, you can like excavate it and move it along the ground and deposit it. Also it says if dirt or stone you target is on the ground, you can cause it to become difficult terrain, or if it's difficult terrain, you can cause it to become normal terrain.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So yeah, as you guys are going, Akira keeps like just sort of concentrating and like turning around every so often, and like you guys see like the dirt and stone sort of vibrate and like settle, and like any footsteps you guys have been leaving behind just sort of fade into the dirt.
Sorry, second thing, can I do that while I have concentration on with Pass Without a Trace?
I don't think mold earth is concentration.
It's not a concentration. So yeah, absolutely.
So I'm gonna, while we're doing this, I'm gonna like sneakily, I'm gonna like as quiet as I can, like lean into Akira and be like, so babe, I know that you don't want to talk about this, but I really think we got to talk about how magic is real soon.
I mean, what are you talking about?
You're doing a lot, babe. You're doing a lot. All of a sudden, really, is what I'm getting at. And it's cool, I'm impressed. But it's more than you were doing last week.
I mean, it is, yeah.
Okay, as long as you...
I mean, but it's like key.
Yeah, key.
It's a controlling key. I'm learning how to use it.
I don't have any key control at all.
Yeah.
But I still can do some pretty amazing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And some of that stuff isn't really justifiable.
All right, a little, not a light bulb, but like a candle begins to flicker a little.
Yeah.
It's like
What's going through Akira's head right now?
What?
Sorry, what?
Oh, sorry. I said, what's going through Akira's head right now?
Okay. So, like, let's see. So technically, okay. I mean, how far into this shit?
Dude, this is your chance.
Okay.
Do you want to be this? Because there's
Okay. So I don't know. This is kind of what I've been thinking about. So like technically, like Mike knows this. Technically, like Oni don't really have like magic if it's not like something they like study for. Like they don't really have like natural magic anymore because like it's like weird and wild and chaotic and shit. So like trying to like reconcile like the existence of that with, you know, like sorcery is like kind of like requires like a shift of worldview. It would otherwise like, you know, cause reality to break a little for Akira.
Do we know the root of magic?
Would you like to make a Arcana or religion check for me?
You could also ask me, and I will tell you guys because
I mean, that's like I shoot bows, people bleed and die. I slice, people bleed and die.
Well, you know,
Graubuck pulls
honestly-
arm sockets and stuff. That's
Honestly,
not magic,
though,
but
given your background tracks, you would. I'll say, yeah. Give me either a religion or an Arcana check tracks, because you would know a little bit about this,
that's true.
given
Let's
your
see.
background.
Not given my rolls. 7.
can I give the help action and guidance because this is an intellectual pursuit?
Well, he's sort of just thinking to himself, like, you know. So I'd say in this case, you wouldn't have been aware that he was like actively trying to think about it.
Yeah.
Actually, Archie has like spidey senses, but it's to curiosity.
Yeah. So
And he just notices when someone's in intellectual turmoil.
I honestly do think that's partially true, but he's not very around.
So
Visualizes the gears moving in people's heads when they're
Right.
thinking real hard.
So Trax, you
Here's the
you don't quite know like where, you know, if it's actually known 100% for sure where magic has come from in the world, but in the pantheon you do know there is a god of magic.
That is fair. I'm gonna ponder this in silence.
You see Akira kind of just like whispering to herself a little, like she, you know, and she goes over to Archie. She's like, Akira the Great had magic.
Based on every story you've told me about him, yeah, probably.
But it was wild.
I mean,
Oni can't have magic like that.
I would argue that anything's possible given statistical, you know, probability.
I don't know. Akira just kind of ignores that and just kind of continues on, sneaking
Sort of
around, shaking behind her.
sort of like if I ignore the problem long enough, maybe I'll stop worrying.
No way.
Right? Speaking of problems going away, I need everyone to roll me a d6 at disadvantage.
That's the lame kind of advantage.
It is.
Woof. 1.
I got 3.
2.
What'd you get, Trax?
2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, that's fine. Alright, so everyone roll me a d20.
Just a d20?
Oof. 5.
11.
Okay.
7.
Rolled a nat 20.
Nice.
Nice.
Sorry, what'd you get, Jesse?
I got a 7, but Trax rolled nat 20.
Yes, thank you. I am accounting for that. So,
Just making sure you heard it. It's important because everyone's saying it.
right. So, okay. So, you guys, you guys are headed up the pathways. You guys are sneaking. You're all real low to the ground. And it's taking you a little bit of time because you're being so careful and quiet. But as you start to approach where you guys actually come up to where you encountered the zombie clot, and like you see the giant gross smear of like skin and gore on the ground where it crushed that guy by throwing a glob of itself. You don't see it at the moment, but off that nat 20, I will say that as you guys pass by, Trax, you kick the bottle of holy water that you guys tried to catapult at it.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
I'll add that to my inventory.
Yep. All right. So, at this point, you guys start to veer a little more away from the manor, the pathway to the manor, up into the woods where the zombie clock came from. And as you guys start approaching these trees, you guys start to smell the air starts to get less stagnant and less like stifling. Like the air feels lighter, a little more like a lot more fresh. You guys start having an easier time breathing, and like it just doesn't feel as heavy around you as you approach these trees.
This is all a relatively good sign. Just a little suspicious.
Teeny bit.
So yeah, as you guys, get more and more dense into the trees, same thing, just everything starts getting like the general atmosphere just seems to improve. Also, real quick, everyone give me a perception check.
Ooh, I'm not good at those.
$19.
Okay.
Trax got a 21.
Okay.
Oh, I got a 16.
Nice.
That's really good for Archie.
I'm not that
I got a nat 1 or a 7.
bad.
So, as you guys sort of are, going around, walking through these woods, Archie, Grabach, and Trax, you guys, it kind of occurs to you that since you guys walked into this patch of woods, you kind of stopped hearing the general like moaning and groaning of undead traveling around. But also, you start to notice on the ground random pieces of equipment to cut down trees, like random axes, saws, that sort of thing. Akira, you're still pondering the personal crisis of faith essentially that you're having, where evidence just keeps piling up more and more to you that maybe magic is real. Maybe it's not just the natural power of your own soul and spirit giving you these abilities. Maybe there is something more to it. So you're pretty caught up thinking about that, so you don't really notice any of this other stuff.
Can I take a second and check out these tools that are strewn about, see what condition they're in?
Yeah, sure. Do you want to give me an investigation check?
Nice. one for that. 28.
All right. So yeah, Archie, you go over to random pieces of this equipment. You start picking them up, looking at them. They look very, very old. A lot of the wood is very worn down and cracked. A lot of it's just broken beyond repair. The stuff that seems like maybe it isn't in the worst shape is still like starting to get rusted and stuff. But also, as you're kind of looking at it and looking at the trees right around some of the equipment, you see that some of these trees have more fresh looking cuts in them. Like someone had cut off like chunks of wood, or some of them have just been chopped down completely. But seemingly with this broken down, with these broken down tools.
Can I, with the cuts that were made, they look like they would just have been made with regular wood cutting tools, though?
Yeah, if you kind of compare some of like the axes and saws and stuff, and it looks like they have been cut, but with the quality of tools that are being used, it seems like it's completely not practical at this point for these tools to be cutting trees down.
Can I take a good look at the trees that have been cut to see what they compare to with like the Cletwood amulet?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and give me a nature check.
I need to be right back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody want to help me look at these trees?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take a look.
Actually, yeah, that's with Grabak too being like a wood carver. That's
Oh yeah, I can take a look at that with
Oh,
my
okay, good.
wood
Yeah.
knowledge.
That would be huge.
So yeah, Archie, if you want to do it with advantage, then
That did help quite a bit. And then 26.
okay. So
Oh wait! I'm sorry. I didn't add my nature to that. So it's 26 plus 7. So 34?
I think it's 33. Yeah, it's still above 30. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so you start looking at the wood, and you actually take out your Cletwood amulet, which at this point, the like darkening and everything is starting to get much worse. But comparing the color, these trees, the wood is sort of like an orangey brown, and touching the cut wood, it has a very like oily, thick residue on it. These trees are in fact Cletwood.
Ooh.
Oh my god, I guess we're about to be some kleptomaniacs.
Another thing off your 33 fucking nature roll.
That one, yeah.
You notice the trees aren't burning up or rotting like your amulets are.
Whoa.
And this area doesn't feel the same either, so that's worth noting. Okay. So here's what I would like to propose. I would like to try and find the center of the area which is like not rotting, to see if we might find a source to this change of state in Albanum.
Okay, so like you want to search for the center of the woods kind of thing?
Well, okay, so theoretically, if there's portions of the woods where the Cletwood is growing and the air feels like more breathable and comfortable and there are no zombies, then there's an edge to that would be, I'm guessing, a circle or so, and that circle or so would have a center, which, if we're lucky, might actually be like a source to this effect. So I was thinking if we were to walk like the outer edge of the air of like the clean zone, and I use that in my cartographer skills to kind of triangulate the center of the clean zone.
Okay.
Grabak has a wood idea, by the way.
Yeah.
Is it because these trees weren't like killed that
I'm
they're
back.
still like producing like the whole rate? Like they're not decaying or anything like that because they're still alive. Maybe the ones that were harvested for the amulets are the ones that are now dead because they were chopped up.
There could
Actually,
be
yeah.
Just a
land
thought.
removed.
Can I take a shaving off of one of the trees and see what happens to the shaving?
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. So you I'll say Grabak cuts off a piece with his, with like his little whittling knife that he has, and gives it to you.
Okay. If it's a small enough piece, I'm pretty sure I can observe if it does start to decay after just a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Unlike isn't by the size of the piece, but just it takes 24 hours to decay.
That's true. But I'd like to at least observe it for a minute for any change in the.
Okay. So yeah, you guys all take the little wood carving, like wood chip, back out. Past you guys travel far enough where the air starts to get like heavy and thick again. And you guys are still very well hidden. So you guys get out to the outside where the Cletwood trees are. And how long do you want to wait?
Mm,
Maybe 5 minutes.
yeah.
Okay. So you guys sit there for a few minutes, and you start to look over the wood chip, and there doesn't seem to be any change to it.
Are you guys outside of the area entirely? I wonder if it needs to be taken out of Old Batum and then brought back in.
None of those are bad theories. Okay. Well, regardless, let's go back and see if we can maybe harvest a good amount.
Okay. So yeah, you guys go back into the forest, and you guys want to try to chop some wood up.
Yeah, not any trees that are still totally fresh, but any of the ones that have already been like pretty hacked up. I'm gonna just take some, good samples from them.
Yeah. So there's one that's like, it's mostly like just a big stump now. You guys can, I guess, who wants to cut up some wood?
I think I'm qualified.
All right. Well, you have your axe and stuff.
I have my axe, and I think I still got my hatchets.
Yeah, you have your hatchets. If you remember, your javelin's still sticking out of the back of the zombie clot.
Yep. No, I don't have that anymore. I'll get that back.
So yeah, go ahead and just roll an attack roll against the tree stump.
Okay.
With your, are you using your hand axe or?
I'll use the great axe.
The great axe.
Just roll a damage roll.
Just roll to hit.
Oh, gotcha. 26.
Yeah, you hit. Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
13 damage.
All right, yeah. So Gravok, you just, everyone's like, all right, let's cut some wood, and you just pull out your giant great axe and just like start hacking into it and like just cleaving chunks of wood off. And so you take a minute and you hack off enough to give everyone like a piece of just raw cletwood.
Nice.
So if you guys actually want to just add that to your inventory notes, just raw cletwood.
We're accumulating a lot of little projects here.
I know. I like the fact that there's a section to just add items that aren't like actually items, just like notes to yourself for items, because then I don't have to literally make a freaking item that's just some kind of wood. You know.
Yeah, I've got a whole stack of just random, like, oh yeah, we did take that blood. Neat.
Alright, so you guys each have a piece of cletwood. What would you like to do? You wanted to try to find the center of the forest.
Yeah, just to see if there was any possibility of correlation.
Okay, yeah. I guess whoever wants to, or you all can actually, if everyone wants to give me a survival check.
Well, what I was going to ask is, before we do that, can I have Gizmo fly up and give me a bird's eye? Like, he can't, like, show me, but he can communicate.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, so actually give me a perception check for Gizmo first.
Sorry, 1 sec. I gotta look at his.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
He has a +4. He rolled a 16.
Okay. So Gizmo flies up into the air and kind of starts like just circling around for a minute, just does like a full 360, and then floats back down, and then turns in a specific direction to your like a little bit more northwest of where you guys currently are, and goes ka-chow! So now everyone roll me a survival check with advantage. Oh, my eyes are very dry.
16.
Okay.
13.
Okay.
17.
What did Kira get?
23.
Okay. So, yeah, so with Gizmo pointing the direction to you guys, you're all pretty confident. You just follow that direction and you'll get there. So you guys start heading in that direction, and a little bit of time passes, probably about 15 minutes or so, and you guys reach just like a small, like just point in the woods, and Gizmo starts bobbing up and down, and you guys are very confident that you found the center of these woods.
Neat.
I'll do a quick just check around and see if there's anything out of the ordinary or any like concentrated spots of anything. And
Okay.
if not, I think we're good.
All right. Are you looking to do like an Arcana check or?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead and give
I'll
me an
make sure.
Arcana check.
Whichever one makes the most sense.
Yeah, if you want to give me an Arcana check. Does everyone else want to give me a Perception check?
6.
Okay.
Jack's got 19.
Okay.
13.
Okay.
My Arcana was a 30.
All right. So, Gravok and I'm sorry, Akira. What did you get?
13.
13. Okay. So, Grabak is sort of just thinking about, like, like how,
It's just robot things.
yeah, if he were a poorer man, he might make a killing being a lumberjack.
It will never come to that.
It will never.
Anyone he pays to collect lumber, he's now thinking of paying even less because it is this easy.
Right.
I can do
Yeah,
this.
right. I could do this all day. So yeah, so you guys kind of look around. Grabak doesn't really see anything out of the ordinary. Akira, seems to be just a forest. Trax, you also really just, like you're in the center of this forest, but it doesn't seem to be anything special. It's just woods, Archie, with your Arcana check, you get the sensation that the Cletwood is all slightly magical, just in the fact that it seems to have just a natural, like, purifying essence to it. But nothing else really seems to stick out to you other than the general just magic aura of the Cletwood trees.
Okay. Maybe I had a question, and then I think we're done here.
Are there any saplings that we've seen in this forest?
Saplings?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, here and there. Not too many of them, but a lot of the Cletwood trees are, pretty big. Like, they've probably been there a long time.
Are there any very small ones?
Yeah, you find it. You've walked past a few smaller trees.
How small?
Varying degrees. Some look like they've been growing for like a few years. You do find a couple saplings that are like, pretty freshly sprouted out of the ground.
Okay, I want to pick those roots and all. And then I want to use, I have cloth and rope. So then I want to wrap them, like the roots up and stuff.
Okay.
And like put in my pack or whatever.
Okay, so give me a survival check to you can do either survival or sleight of hand to pick the trees out of the saplings out of the ground without damaging them.
I'll just sleight of hand. Can I get a help?
Yeah, as well, yes. What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to get saplings out of the ground without damage.
Well, I can help with that. I have a really high nature, so I can point out what not to do and stuff.
Can I roll with advantage for that, Mike?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, 22.
Okay, so you do.
It's too late.
You do find two that are like very smaller, but you are able to gently uproot them without damaging the roots, and then you just sort of gently wrap them up in the cloth and tie them together, and then you add them to your pack. So Akira, you can add 2 Cletwood saplings to your inventory.
Sweet.
So I think that's probably the best we're going to do right now in this forest. Is that where we want to go next?
So, if you guys consult your map, based on where you are, if you head due east, you'll make your way to Balceron's old manor. If you head a little bit southwest, you'll find your way to the town square. If you go northwest, you'll find yourself at the old Fay Gate.
Do we want to break into this asshole's old house?
We do.
Yes, 100%. That's why we brought the cart.
Perfect.
We definitely do, yeah.
Let's do it.
All right.
Are we still...
How long has it been since I cast Pass Without a Trace, would you say?
Would it last an hour? I'd say
Yeah.
you guys have... it's probably been about 40 minutes or so. So you got like 20 minutes left before it wears off.
I'd say that's worth at least getting a start on that, yeah.
All right. So you guys head due east towards the manor marked on your map.
So, depending on what kind of condition the manor's in, I think we should maybe hole up there and see what we can do with these Cletwood chunks. I know that it's probably relatively flammable, guys, but if we could just, keep that as a last resort, I think that would be helpful.
Yeah.
What? No, I'm not gonna get over that as a thing to laugh about.
Sorry, I just noticed that Ernesto posted the map but blacked out the ghost bit.
Nothing there, just darkness.
Right, it's not there. That's nothing. Don't worry.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
You ain't seen shit.
Right. All right. So, as you guys start heading off that way, I need everyone to roll a d6.
Five.
2.
Okay.
1.
Okay.
3.
All right. All right, and then everyone just roll me a d20.
16.
Okay.
12.
Okay.
Sorry, my thing's freezing.
Track's got a 3.
11.
Sorry, what'd you get? 11?
It's
Okay. So, as you guys start, clearing out of the forest and just continuing east, you do see one zombie kind of walking along the edge of the forest, just holding like a rusted old saw in his hand, just but does not seem to notice you. Like it's walking away from you guys, just stumbling along with a saw in its hand.
You guys? Actually, never mind.
Sorry, what's up?
I was wondering if we could test if the zombies get into force, but it's not necessary.
Okay. So you guys just want to continue?
Guess so.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, what'd you say, Kevin?
I'm down with continuing.
Okay. So yeah, you guys just sort of ignore the zombie walking away from you guys and just continue. And eventually, after about another 20 minutes or so by the time you guys arrive, Casa de Trace has worn off. You guys arrive at a large manor surrounded by a roughly 8-foot tall stone wall with a large metal gate in front of it, and it's just completely surrounded by a wall, and you've arrived at the old manor of Basilor Valseron.
Akira jumps over the gate.
All right. Yeah.
He's almost 7 feet tall. I reach up and just kind of kip over it pretty easily.
All right. Yeah. Give me an acrobatics check.
Sorry, my thing is so slow. 25.
Yeah, you just fucking you just run, hop, touch the top, and just swivel and just go straight over it and land on the other side. The rest of you walk up to the wall with Kira already just over. What'd you say?
Can I try? Can
Yeah,
I try?
absolutely.
That looked really bad. That looked badass. I want to give it a go. Is it
Right.
acrobatics?
Right.
Yeah, tracks.
Yeah, go ahead. Give me an acrobatics check.
15.
All right. Yeah, so Trax is just I could do that. And just runs, jumps. You catch the front with your foot and sort of wall jump a little bit, catch the top, and like you kind of stand on the top of the wall for a second and then jump off. So Trax and Akira are just within the wall already.
Kira high fives Trax. That was really cool.
Well, okay, so I'm going to cast. Well, can Grabak can climb? He's got athletics.
Yeah, I should be able to hop over there. I got pretty good athletics and really decent acrobatics. Can I do a really cool flip over the wall?
Yeah, sure. Give me an acrobatics check.
Shit. 10.
10? Okay. So yeah, you like run and jump and like you grab the top and like you're just like you're like, all right, here I go, and like your hands slip and you just kind of fall back down, and then like you try it again and like same thing, your hands just like you slip off the edge a little bit.
God
And you're
damn it.
just like
Just grumbling the whole time. Like,
That's the problem. There's the locked gate, is what we're getting at.
huh?
I'm gonna
Is there a
smash
gate
the
or
gate.
a door or anything?
Yeah, there's a large metal gate like
Can I just open it?
Yes, you go over to the gate and you try to open it and it's locked.
Can I open it with my thieves' tools?
Yeah, give me a thieves tools check. So use your dex mod.
It's 17. 2, 26.
Okay. So you go over, you take out your thieves tools, you start to like pick the lock, and you catch the first tumbler, kind of twitch the tools around. You catch a second tumbler, and as you feel the third tumbler click up, suddenly there's like a little like jolt. You feel like a little static shock, and you feel all the tumblers reset, and like almost like your thieves tools get spit out of the lock.
It's interesting. And like, that's fascinating. So everybody can do whatever they were going to do, but I'm going to be looking at this live for a minute now.
All right. So let's see. What do you want to do?
I'd like to study the lock to see if it's magical or mechanical.
Okay. Give me either an investigation or an arcana check.
30.
Okay. So after the little jolt and everything, you start to kind of examine the lock of the gate, and like upon peeking inside of it, you actually see like the occasional slight ripple of like a little spark of light going through the lock. It seems that the lock is actually enchanted, so it would have to be unlocked magically.
Okay, so in that case, can I give Grabak the help action to jump over the wall with like some guidance and maybe like that, put your feet hands together and help someone jump thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be appreciated. Thank you.
Yeah. So Grabak, do you try to just climb, or do you try to like hop out again?
I will try and hop it again. I want to be fancy.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead and roll an acrobatics check with advantage, because Archie's sort of giving you like he's kind of giving you
Double 21s.
nice. So Grabak sort of huffing and puffing to himself. Archie's just like, and after
You did
a
it,
moment,
champ.
right after a moment of being like, I could do this myself, damn it, you're like fine, and you go and you like with Archie kind of boosting you are able to just hop over the wall.
Fantastic.
You land on top of it. Do you jump off or?
I will. I'll jump down. Yeah, I'll jump down to the other side.
Okay, so yeah, you just jump over, and you're on the other side with Akira and Trax.
I'll jump up.
Yeah, I was gonna say we have to help Archie over, right?
Whoops. No.
You're like
Archie,
a jerk now.
Right? No.
I can. Before I do that, I can lower my hempen rope.
There you go. Okay, yeah. So you
For when he's ready, because I know he's looking at the lock.
right. So yeah, you toss your rope over, so it's there for Archie to climb up if he needs it. But yeah, Archie, with that check, you've thoroughly investigated the gate and the lock on it. You're like, this has been locked with magic, so like, no amount of picking the lock.
Theoretically, if I wanted to replicate this magical lock, have I given it enough of an examination for the afternoon?
Sorry, you're a little muffled.
If I wanted to try to replicate, basically all I care about at this point is I'm fascinated that this thing is a magical lock, and I can theoretically make magical locks. So if I looked at it enough to be like, I bet I could try that out someday.
Oh, I get you. Give me 1 second.
Sure.
Grabak, when you spoke with the old landlord, did he seem like the magical sort?
He didn't. He seemed more like just a regular, scummy kind of guy.
Well, scummy kind of guys usually try to use whatever they can,
So
Yeah.
he made dabble.
He seems like the type of guy to have his finger in many people.
Yeah.
Not good pies either.
Gross, evil pies.
Evil pies.
Okay. So Archie, with your
The next
roll,
product from Tom Cakes.
with the roll that you had investigating the lock, it's not so much the lock itself; it's that it was locked with a spell.
Oh, so it's a regular lock that was then enchanted.
Right.
Okay, that's fine then. In that case, I see Akira reaching down and the rope, but what I do instead is I use one of my last 2 scrolls, and it's jump, and I cast jump on myself.
Okay.
So my legs convert with a Transformers noise, and they just get beefier, like rocket boot feet, and it triples my jump distance. So I just easily hop over the wall.
You guys look as Archibald's mechanical legs they transform full on and thruster things appear out of the back and blast for a second, and he just jumps with the timing of the thruster and just fucking and just full superhero landings on the other side with you guys.
Bad on the knees, man. Superhero landings. Bad on the knees.
I look as my literal stand me up with clicking whirs. I say, don't worry, I'll replace it.
Say Archie doesn't have knees.
I'm just making the general statement.
I mean, no, I appreciate the concern. I'll definitely give these some maintenance when we get back to base.
They've been stress tested though.
I also have to say that I just really appreciate the fact that you just completely wasted one of your spell scrolls just to show off.
Okay,
Here, respect.
That's true, but also I thought about that in advance, and I'm also going to use it to jump into the building.
Question. Yeah, how long does jump last?
Oh, let's check, because that's an important question. Long enough for shenanigans, but...
It's 1 minute.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Okay, it was just to show off, guys.
Well, I mean, it only took you like a few seconds to jump over. So if you do
So I'm
something
gonna
quick,
act really serious, Batman style, be like, "Let's go," and just walk towards the mansion because I only have a minute of superhero jumping, and I don't want to not get another jump.
Wouldn't you want to like jump your way there? Wouldn't it be faster?
Honestly, probably. So what I'm gonna do is say, "Let's go," and then leap.
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah.
Also, we now know if Archie's rushing that he's used a spell that only lasts like 1 minute.
Right.
Gotta get that efficiency in.
Yep.
So
So I hate to do this, but then my goal, because I have a minute, is to like hop up onto a balcony or like a window to like get in easy style without having to like go through the downstairs like security likelihoods.
okay, so yeah, you guys are on the other side of the wall. Basically, on the inside of the walled-off fence is just it's a 2-story building. It's big, but not like the painter's mansion was larger than this.
Ooh, is it bigger than his? What's it like compared to the house where he's living now?
Actually,
Good question.
give me a perception check.
Okay.
Actually, anyone, all of you can do this if you want to.
Please, because I'm bad at this shit. So
Which one was it?
Perception.
Grabot didn't see it.
Wait
Nothing.
a minute.
What'd you get?
6.
Ooh,
It's a house.
27.
You can vaguely make out the shape of a house.
I mean, everything's a hovel compared to the Kensington estate.
It's fair.
Is that a small peasant's quarters?
is that the gardener's shed?
You keep your peasants in such a small shanty? That is disgraceful.
I love the fact that someday when we get to Grabok's estate, like where his family lives, it's just going to be like a super mega dungeon.
Yeah.
I would like to declare that I'm fully okay with, no matter what it makes the rest of us look like, that Grabok's family has no limitation on like bullshittery. Like it can be as much dimensional space super magic as it needs to be.
Right.
Like I won't feel bad.
I
No,
got a guy for that.
we gotta make sure the arrogance makes sense narratively.
We also won't rob his family.
It would like the west wing of the house should have like the northwestern wing of the west wing.
Right.
Like the wings have wings.
So every wing of the house has its own compass system, and yeah.
They all point to the center of the Kensington estate, not north.
I'm meeting Mother for tea next Thursday. I have to leave now to get to the tea parlor.
Just a large wing.
Oh god, yes.
I have to leave now if I want to make it in time to the tea den.
I heard they're working on something called a locomotive in Blackburn. Super interested for the mansion.
Yeah, right.
In that just for because last time we had tea, she told me the wrong tea room, and it took me a week to get back to the other one.
Yep.
Was that because the ferry system between the different wings of the house was down, like the ferry in the Willy Wonka factory kind of deal?
Yeah.
Father was using it, and the other one was in the shop.
There's only so many demons you can ascribe to magical portals at a time. Adventure and riches is smart, you know.
We haven't even talked about the portal room.
I'm sorry, what was everyone's perception roll?
6.
Right.
18.
Okay.
Akira got 27, Trax got 15.
Okay. So, you guys start kind of looking at the outside. You know, like, obviously, you know, Grabok is busy thinking about, like, you know, how small it is by comparison to his family's estate. Trax and Archie, you know, you guys are looking at it, and it's, you know, It looks a bit like his manor, but just much more like run down. Akira, you kind of look at it, and you're thinking back to when you guys were outside his manor, when Grabak and Tom went to meet him. And you start kind of looking around and walking around the outside of the building, and you realize, except for the general wear of it being in this, like, bad condition for, like, 90 years, it looks like it's exactly the same. Like, like it seems like an exact replica of his manor that's in Batum now.
Okay, interesting.
That mirror we found, can it replicate houses? It's an evil house.
Capitalism house.
So if you, yeah, right. So if you remember, you guys actually destroyed all the mirrors at this point.
What if there was a really big one that we didn't see?
You know, if
We all
Grabak,
die in terror.
I was thinking if Grabak can confirm the interior of the house, then we could probably have Archie kind of make a little theoretical map
Oh,
of,
yeah, I could,
of the house. Of the
If it's
inside.
a duplicate copy,
dude,
I could
that's
at least...
super slick. We can case the other house by casing this house.
Exactly.
Oh. I can definitely make a map of this place.
That's fantastic.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking.
And I can at least give you like a rough idea of what I saw when I saw it.
Okay, so Archibald does like a fancy little spin and then puts his like hand to his face, superhero style, and like puts all this shit in his mind palace.
All right.
I love it.
Also, I only got like 30 seconds left. Is there like a balcony or something?
So from the outside, there is the steps leading up to the front door. There are several windows in the either side of it, and then up on the second floor, there's a couple windows as well.
Okay, I would like to leap up to a second floor window.
Okay. So yeah, you jump and kind of just you jump. Actually, I should ask. Do you jump on the window
I
to
would
the
like to
left,
do the
right, or
not-
center?
I'm trying to jump to the actual outside window, like, and then like I'm doing a Nightwing, not a Red Hood. I'm not going through the window. I'm trying to like get to the outside and then open the window silently.
Okay, so in that case, the center window has a small balcony. The other two are just windows.
Oh, I would like to hop up to there and then let a rope down to my team.
Okay. So, you guys, yeah, so Archie just, crouches, same thing, the like thrusters shoot out of the back of his legs, and he just jumps up onto the balcony. And then, yeah, you tie a rope, let it down, and everyone can climb up it if you'd like.
I'm down with climbing up it.
All right. Okay. So one by one, you guys climb up. You're all on this little balcony. All right. We've reached the end of another episode. I'd like to thank my players for being such a fun group to play with. At Cactus Toad on Instagram, who made our character art. At Alpha A for helping with the intro video. Will Savino and his tracks from Music D20. And Burrowbound, link in the description below. And thank you if you made it this far. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, leave a comment, and consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time in the Paragon Company.